of course, logically that suggests is that after Bitcoin rallies up to 130,000, sometime next week, by August 20th, August 21st, then we would probably get another resetting period with Bitcoin probably drifting down. Who knows? Is it going to be 123,000? Is it going to be 120,000? Who knows? But the key takeaway, I would say, is that Bitcoin is going to be resetting. It's going to be falling from a much higher level than where it is now. And the same is true for most altcoins. So if you're sitting and thinking, I'm going to wait until the September pullback before allocating, there's a high chance you're going to be allocating at much higher prices, even when prices pull back, because they might not pull back to levels that are much lower than where prices are now, if that makes any sense. But all of that aside, point being is that actually, yes, I do see a little bit of a pullback coming sometime later this month, and it'll probably last into sometime in early September, just before the next Bitcoin mini cycle starts. So I think sometime around September 6th or September 7th, basically going from, let's say, August 21st to September 6th or 7th, you're going to have some like chop and grind, maybe a grind lower, right? And I'm sure that we're going to enter September in the red, and people are going to say, oh, that's proof. That means that, we're going to see this historical trend of Bitcoin, crashing in September or whatever. But the thing is, guys, if you actually look at Bitcoin's monthly returns in September, you'll notice something, that there's only 2 months in the last, whatever it is, 12 years, where Bitcoin fell by more than double digits, basically. In most cases, it kind of fell somewhere around 5%. And you can see that down here is that the average loss in September is around, 3.77%, and the median is somewhere around 4.35. In either case, it looks like September, in a worst case scenario, would be like a 5% drop in Bitcoin, which again, is not necessarily some big massive crash, right? So that's kind of one thing to keep in mind. But the other thing, guys, to keep in mind, and I think is even more important, is this. What you're looking at is Google search trends for Q4 cycle top, which is probably related to crypto. And you're also looking at Google search trends for 4-year cycle. And in case you guys didn't notice, these search trends are going parabolic. What does that tell us? Well, what that tells me is that most people are familiar with Bitcoin's 4-year cycle. Most people expect a cycle top in Q4 or sometime early next year, right? And if most people expect a Q4 cycle top and they know that prices are going to be crashing in September, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to see that as their last chance to get in at a lower price, right? They're going to say, oh my God, the top is coming in, November or December, or pick your month, right? Or January next year. And the September crash, that's going to, historically speaking, that's going to be my last chance to get in. So I'm going to basically buy the dip as much as I can. And I think the result of that is that the dip is going to be shallow and short-lived. And not only that, but I think it's possible that September could actually end in the green. Again, I think September is going to start in the red. Everyone's going to say, okay, September is going to be red. I better start, DCAing into the dip, buying the dip, whatever. And then by the middle of the month, by the end of the month, you could see prices even much higher, because people are saying, I'm not going to wait around until the all-time highs come in Q4. This is my last chance. I'm going to buy Bitcoin. I'm going to buy altcoins now to be prepared for that Q4 cycle top. And